Hello everyone, welcome to another live hangout. It is so good to be with you today, and I'm excited because remember last week, if you were watching the show last week, I put it out there hoping beyond hope that we would be able to do a live song review, but honestly I didn't think we would because we only had 1 week's notice and I just didn't think anyone would put their hand up. I was thrilled when Kelly Morrison, one of our very active members here at Voice Essentials, reached out and said, I'll do it, I'll put my hand up and be the brave one. So I am super excited about today's show. I'm going to introduce you to Kelly in a moment. She's lovely, and we're going to work through a song that she has been workshopping as a part of her Voice Essentials 1 online course learning pathway. She's been working on a song called What's Up. I'll let her tell you a bit more about that when I introduce her in just a moment. Before we do, just a quick couple of housekeeping things. Firstly, I saw Kathy Snyder's comment in the live chat. Kathy, I get a bit nervous whenever I put up the music at the beginning of the show as well. Believe it or not, you know, I still get a bit nervy when I'm about to do a live show, and especially live song reviews, because it's not only the singer that's putting themselves out there, it's also me and my teaching. So Kathy, I share your sentiment of butterflies every time we start the show. For those of you who follow along with Voice Essentials, you'll know, because I've sent you a few emails and I've been telling you for weeks now, that Voice Essentials 2 online course is about to go live in July. And as a special pre-launch sort of thing, I'm put a massive discount, 50% off the purchase price. Now the purchase price, once we hit July, is going to be 197 Australian dollars. Until for the next week, you can get it for half price. So if you don't want to miss out on a massive saving, you've got to get across to voiceessentials.com.au, and the link's going down the bottom of this page, and so that you can grab yourself a big saving. And then as soon as we open it in July, as soon as we go live with it, you'll have full access, and away you go. And that way you can just save yourself some dollars. Of course, if you haven't started Voice Essentials 1, well, then you probably should do that as well. And maybe maybe Kelly can tell us a bit about her journey so far with Voice Essentials 1 in a moment. Also, just to let you know, we've got a special guest next week. We'll have a special guest today, and we've got a special guest next week. Emma Dean is coming onto the show. Now, Emma is a name that many of you will not be familiar with, but she's a really well-known singer, songwriter, choral director here in Brisbane. She is fabulous. I've had the great pleasure of singing duets with her in the past and professionally. But she has this great community choir called Cheap Trill. See what she did there? Cheap Trill. Anyway, she's going to tell us all about the community choir. It's such a wonderful group that not only do they sound fabulous, but you can just tell that they love singing together. They love being together as a group. And so I'm looking forward to introducing you to her next week. And if ensemble singing in choirs, whether it be with a community group, a church group, if you are into harmony and part singing and all that sort of stuff, please tune in next week so that you don't miss what I think will be an inspirational show, because Emma is an inspirational woman, an Aussie, and I'm looking forward to introducing you to her, as I am looking forward to introducing you to Kelly in just a moment. Let me get everything lined up like I need it to over here. As you know, I do all this by myself. One day, wouldn't it be wonderful to think that one day we could get this to have a production team? Dream on, Daniel. That's not going to happen. Okay, here we go. We'll be right back after this.
Sound check. Check 1, check 2.
And here she is, Kelly Morrison. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
It is.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm excited about today's show. I'm just out of the corner of my eye while I was introducing the show. I could see your kitty cat in the back there. What's your cat's
there.
what's your cat's name?
Romeo.
That's great. I love it, Romeo. That's awesome.
And he's here. The dog may walk in any moment.
Okay, well, right. Well, my cat and dogs are not permitted into the studio per se, but Romeo is more than welcome. I'm a cat person, everyone, so I'm very, very happy to see Romeo in the shot. Kelly, introduce yourself. I wonder if you could tell us about who you are and how it is that you came to be with us today, and just give us some insights into who is Kelly Morrison.
Okay, thank you. So I don't have much experience with singing. Prior to starting with Voice Essentials, I would just do it just for fun, and I took a couple of singing lessons about 15 years ago or so.
Yeah.
I stumbled upon Voice Essentials when I was just kind of looking for something positive to occupy some of my quarantine time, and I came across a couple of courses actually, and I signed most have some sort of free trial.
Yeah.
And so I signed up for all of them, and the one that grabbed my attention was Voice Essentials. So I decided to sign up, and here I am.
And
about 4
here
weeks
you
later.
are. That's awesome. Yeah, and we've ever since you've been a very active participant in the process, which tells me.
I'm loving every minute of it.
Yeah, that's exciting. Now you've only done the first 4 modules, is that right?
Yeah, I took a week off. This whole COVID-19 has been a little bit emotional for most of us.
Yeah.
And so I had a week where I just didn't have it in me. So I got to module 4 so far, and but after just the first time, the very first lesson, I noticed a little bit of an improvement.
Okay.
I just sang a little bit easier,
Yeah.
and each time has just gotten a little bit better.
That's
So
awesome.
the song we're doing today is actually one of the ones that I've decided to workshop as I go through
We've lost
the program.
Well, okay, cool. We just lost you there for a
Oh.
bit. That's okay.
Okay.
All is well. All is well. What I'm excited about is in doing these live shows, live song reviews as we're doing today, that this is really exactly what I was hoping these live song review shows could be, and that is really a value add to the process of the Voice Essentials 1 online course. So I was just thrilled when you put your hand up and said you wanted to participate, and even more so that we're working on one of the songs that you've chosen to be, a part of your developmental process with the course. So I'm really excited, and I'm looking forward to working on the song. Now, tell us a bit about the song. We're about to watch Kelly's pre-recorded song, and then what we're going to do is after we've watched the song, then I'm going to workshop, do what's in the game called masterclass, and we're going to do some exercises, some activities, and we'll see what how the voice responds to those in looking to develop the sound and the style of the song as we go along. I do need to put out a disclaimer. If you are a teacher and you are watching this show right now, it is very likely that you are going to hear a whole range of things, just like I'm going to hear a whole range of things, and I may choose to target the things that you hear as a singing teacher. Equally, I may not. I might choose to go down a different direction. We have limited time. You might disagree with what I do. That's okay. And that's the big part of really what we're doing here. This is not really about Kelly. This is more about me showing people how this whole singing, teaching, singing, learning, instruction thing goes. And so I get just as nervous as the participants as anyone. So Kelly, let's have a listen to the song, and I hope I've got it all ready to go, and hopefully, you're going to be fine. I'm hoping I've got the video all ready to go. I hope this is going to work. Everyone, bear with me. Let's hope that Daniel set this up correctly, and we'll go from here. Kelly, we'll see you in about 4 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
Years and my life is still trying to get up that great big hill of hope for destination. I realized quickly when I knew I should that the world was made up of this brotherhood of man, for whatever that means. And so I cry sometimes when I'm lying in bed just to get it all out what's in my head. And I'm feeling a little peculiar. And so I wake in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and I get real high and I scream at the top of my lungs, what's going on? And I said, hey, yeah, 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 hey, yeah, yeah. I said, hey, what's going on? And I said, hey, yeah, 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 hey, yeah, yeah. I said, hey, what's going on? I try all the time in this institution, and I pray, oh my God, do I pray every single day for revolution. And so I cry sometimes when I'm lying in bed just to get it all out what's in my head. And I'm feeling a little peculiar. And so I wake in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and I get real high and I scream at the top of my lungs, what's going on? And I said, hey, yeah, 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 hey, yeah, yeah. I said, hey, what's going on? And I said, hey, yeah, 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 hey, yeah, yeah. I said, hey, what's going on? And I said, hey, yeah, 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 hey, yeah, yeah. I said, hey, what's going on? And I said, hey, yeah, 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 hey, yeah, 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 yeah. I said, hey, what's going on? What's going on? years and my life is still trying to get up that great big hill I hold for destination.
I can... Oh, let me just turn that. Hang on. I need to turn that echo off. I can hear applause all across the world. Kelly, well done. Now, you couldn't actually hear that, could you?
No, but I've heard it many times.
Yeah, that's true. Very good. What I love about how you presented that is the sheer energy and excitement and, you know, the positivity which you really went for it, which is just fantastic. And so often I'm encouraging students to commit. You know, when they come to performing a piece, a big part of performance is committing to the performance, and that's what you did. And so that's just fabulous, just massive tick from me to commit like you did. What I want to ask you is, what are the areas? Let's start with just being very general. What are the areas of your voice that you find yourself really wanting to develop and workshop?
Well, when I hear myself do a song like that,
Yeah.
what I'm hoping for is a much fuller voice.
Mm-hmm.
I hear that as like a deep kind of passionate voice, but then when I hear my recording of it, I hear what my voice is naturally, a very light kind
Yes.
of airy sound.
Yeah.
And so I'd like, if I can, develop that, the deeper, rounder sound.
Yeah. And that's, you know, when I listen to that, and I've listened to it a few times myself, that's what I hear also. And so what we have to identify firstly is we are born with certain anatomical features vocally, yeah? Certain things that our anatomy has a natural inclination towards. You and also me, our voices tend to go towards that lighter sound more easily. For those who have been watching the couple of recordings I've put up into the Facebook community in the last week, you'll hear that. My voice is very light. And so in many respects, sometimes what we have to do is lean into our strengths in our choices around our pieces, and really further develop our strengths, as opposed to feeling like we've constantly got to, you know, develop our weaknesses.
Yeah, sure.
And so it's important that because what we're going to do is we are going to workshop what you've identified as a weakness. But in doing so, I don't want us to think of it as being better, you know, good, bad. There's no good, bad here. It's just that your voice naturally wants to have a lighter tone to it. And in workshopping a deeper hue into your sound, what we have to be careful of, and you'll need to be careful of this in your own practice, is it can be a heavily fatiguing thing for your musculature to achieve that sort of darker hue, because it's stepping outside of its wheelhouse. It's stepping outside, taking the voice outside its comfort zone.
Yeah.
That all being said, like me, I think there is advantage to ones like yourself and myself with our lighter tones, looking to warm and to take those sort of high, edgy kind of, you know, lighter colours and darken them up a bit. And that's, I think, what we want to do here with this piece, because you're right. I mean,
it's more character to the song.
Yeah, this song, because it's from the Four Non-Blondes, yeah. I mean, it's such a as a person, because when was this written? This is released.
I don't even know.
It was
I've
back.
been
It was
listening to
either
for years.
late 80s, early 90s. It was back.
Yeah.
Is a long time ago.
Yeah.
And the point being is that it's, for me, as a person who came up through that era, it's a very iconic kind of sound. And so there is value in us not looking to emulate it, but certainly looking to be able to present our own version of it. And that does necessitate, I think, and there's value in us exploring that sort of deeper hue.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to take us through sort of a 3-step process, if you will, to
Should
see
I
if we
stand?
can't. Yes, please, if you wouldn't mind. And so what I want to do is go looking to sort of, there's 3 things I want to do here. Firstly, what I want to do is just establish a stronger connection with your breath and how your breath is flowing through each phrase. Given that you haven't done module 6 yet in Voice Essentials 1, you won't have really looked at breath management. However, you have looked at forward placement, I would think. And so that's a relatively new sort of learning thing for you. So I'm kind of jumping ahead a little here, and we're going to look to establish a greater sense of connection with your air. Do you happen, we didn't test this before the show. I should have tested this with you before the show. Do you happen to have the backing track available there to play?
I can.
What I want to do, while you're searching for it, I'll tell you what we want to try and do. Is we want to try, and I'm going to be getting you to put an SH, and we're going to be singing, we're going to do a verse chorus, if you will, and we're going to do an SH through each phrase, each individual phrase.
Okay.
The whole purpose of that is to get a sense of the way our air is moving over each phrase. What we want to try and avoid is for it to be, to have a big part in the middle and then to taper off at the end. We don't want to have any sense that the breath is inconsistent in any way. Now,
okay.
I've asked you to do almost the impossible there. Have you managed to pull that off?
I am so close. Just one moment.
That's okay. So for those who are watching, what I'm going to be looking to do, I'm just checking that I'm all good. Yep. What I'm going to be looking to do is to help Kathy get a greater sense of the airflow for each phrase.
Kelly.
Kelly. I keep saying Kathy, don't I? Always correct me, because I'm likely to make the mistake again, Kelly. Sorry.
There are worse people to be confused with.
That's true. Kelly is lovely. She's watching the show, and she's a big fan of what you're doing right now. Let's have you got the backing track there?
I do.
Yeah. So let's see if you can play it. I don't know whether we'll hear it through Zoom, but even if we can't hear it, I want you to, yeah, we can hear it a bit there. I want you to SH consistently across each phrase.
Pause for a second.
Yeah.
Tell me what I'm doing. I'm going shh.
That's all right. You were doing a whole heap of things at once there. So what
I'm
we're
usually
doing,
an excellent multitasker.
that's all good. So what we're doing is we're going to actually do, where you would sing the phrase. So what would the first phrase, how would you, what is the melody of the first phrase? Sing the first phrase for me.
25 years and my life is still trying to get up that great big hill of hope.
Yeah, okay, so ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. So I want you to go shh. So there's no melody, there's no real timing.
Oh.
I just want you to SH for the full phrase. Okay? But in doing that, I want you to be mindful of what's happening with your air as far as what your body wants to do and the sense of the air is connected to the phrase. See what you discover. So pause. Okay, so pause. So stop for a sec. Stop. So can you feel the temptation there is to start pulsing?
Yes.
Yeah? Yeah?
Yes.
In sort of rhythm with the piece. What I want you to do is don't pulse the air like that. I want you to actually SH, clean, consistent all the way through. So there's no sense of you trying to, you know, exhibit the melodic pulse at all. It's just one straight SH, and I don't want it to taper at the end. Yeah? I want it to be and finish. Try that.
Okay.
And stop. Now what do you notice about what your air wants to do?
I want to pulse, and at the end, when I'm ending the song, or sorry, the phrase, I want to gradually let it out. I want to slow it down instead of having it do even though you told me not to.
Yeah. Now, the reality of what would happen with your air is that actually would happen because our air rate changes in accordance with our volume, in accordance with the intensity of the sound. Even the vowels change the way our air flows. What tends to happen though is, my observation with singers is, we then come in and sort of overdo that. And so what happens is our those shapes that we're trying to create become over-emphasized. And so when we get that tapering at the end, what happens is, what we end up doing, the audience ends up losing the end because the air didn't really continue its journey to the end of the phrase. Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah? See if you can just do a little bit more on that SH and see if you can avoid the temptation for it to be pulsy, and also see if you can, because what I'm trying to get you to do is decouple the sense of what your air does to what the melody does.
Okay.
Even though ultimately we would need to recouple them.
Do you still want the air to stop at the end of each phrase?
Correct. Yes, please.
Okay.
Yep. Just turning my aircon on here. It's getting hot. Nice and even, good. So we'll stop there, and for the sake of time, what I would normally do is we would spend a little bit more time on here, but for the sake of the show and the fact that people are watching, we won't camp there too much longer. I want to also note for you, what did you notice about how your body then wanted to take breath in preparation for the next phrase?
I wanted to bring everything up.
Okay. So what you're going to learn as a part of Voice Essentials 1 as you get further into it is that we're going to go looking for a greater sense of release of the abdominal wall to allow the diaphragm to more efficiently descend, all while we're releasing our neck muscles and our larynx so that air can efficiently and cleanly run in. That way, between phrases, we're not getting into the habit of sort of grabbing for air. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Ultimately, with the SH, if you were to spend more time working with it, the other thing we would look for is for it to not be a pressurized SH, but it would be a Yeah, so we're not overdriving the air into the SH sound.
Okay.
Okay. So
Cool.
I want you to take that idea of how you feel the air moving, and we're now going to put an NG to it. So what I want to do, twang. But in this particular instance, we're going to use the NG to actually encourage a more significant adduction of the vocal folds. So we're looking for, it will actually activate some twang, but actually the reason I'm doing it with you is to see if we can get a little bit more surface area activating to give us a little bit more acoustic value from the vocal folds. Does that, yeah?
Yeah.
So can I get you to take the track back towards the beginning, and we're going to do the melody on an NG. But in doing the NG, I want you to think about it as replacing the SH. So you're doing the same thing with the SH, but now you're doing it on an NG as you sing the melody. You can see why this might take some practice, but we'll give it a go. We'll see how we go.
I brought it back to just before the vocals start.
Okay, awesome.
Can you demo for me?
Yeah, remind me how the first bit goes.
25 years.
Yeah, so you're going to go like this. So if you want to kick off each phrase with a sing, the SH positions the NG correctly for what we want.
Okay.
Okay, so pause there.
Now I'm turning it into humming.
Yeah. So what we want to do is, again, don't feel, we're still thinking about the breath. Remember? It's not in my key.
I know,
But
it's
can
tough,
you see how I'm still connecting it to what the air is doing? If I think back to what we're doing, the shh, yeah? So now I'm just keeping that NG on that same airflow. Do you need...
Sing, 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 sing.
Yes, yes, yeah. Take it right back to the beginning and do all of that on the NG with that in mind. As you're finding that spot, what did that feel like when you found that position?
It felt less in here.
Yeah.
I actually wasn't thinking about it as much because I didn't have as much going on in my body. It was just like this vibration kind of happening towards the front of the top of my mouth.
Oh, it's exciting. Okay, let's try that again.
It was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Sing, sing, sing.
Yeah, good, Kelly.
Sing, sing.
Great.
Sing, 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 sing. Sing, sing.
Yeah, cool. How'd that sound? How'd that feel to you?
Felt good when I was getting into the louder stuff. I felt like I was forcing it.
Ah,
But
yeah. So what you'd want to be, yeah, and I think we could hear that too. So what you've got to do at that point is realize I can back off the pressure. Your body will be telling you to push into the pressure. Yeah?
Yes, and I think that's what it was. I felt like I wanted to belt it.
Yeah, and in fact you can actually learn to ease off that sense of pressure, but maintain pretty much the same spot.
That's
Yeah.
actually with the module about twang
Yeah.
that I noticed is that the more that I just relaxed the pressure, that it kind of started to just resonate.
Yeah.
But when I was trying to force it, like when we were going higher and I
Yes.
was trying to force it,
Yes.
that it would kind of crackle and I'd lose the actual
Spot on. Yeah, terrific. So we've got we're connected to the breath. Yeah. We're now starting to position with the NG.
Mhm.
But I do want to go looking now that we've built that foundation of essentially breath connection and placement, now I want to go looking to form up a bit more warmth of tone, if you will.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to use a bit of a classical activity here. Can I get you, if you were Bugs Bunny, Bugs Bunny goes, "What's up, Doc?
What's up, Doc?
What's up, Doc?"
What's
Now,
up, Doc?
when we do that, we're actually shortening and narrowing the pharynx. We're going to do the opposite to that, and we're actually going to do the giant from Jack and the Beanstalk, and we're going to go fee. We're going to go fee, fi, fo, fum.
Fee, fi, fo, fum.
Yeah. I smell the. What is it? I smell the. I don't know. What's
Blood of an Englishman.
I smell the. What is it? The blood? Is it?
The blood of an Englishman.
I smell the blood of an Englishman. Try that for me. Fee, fi, fo,
Fi,
fum.
fo, fum. I smell the blood of an Englishman.
Good. Now, what I want you to go, I want you to put in an N. Every time it goes fee, fi, fo, fum. I want you to go ni, my. Go ni, my, mo, mum. Ni.
Me, my, mo, mum. What?
Yeah. In fact, let's just make it all M's. Me,
Okay.
my,
Ni,
mo,
na,
mum.
no, num.
No, sorry, M. So let's make it. Oh no, we can. No, leave it on the ends. Put them all ends. Ni,
No.
nai, no, num.
Num.
I.
Ni, nai, no, num.
Yeah. Okay.
Ni, nai, no, num.
What do you feel at the back? Are you aware of any sensation at the back of the throat as you do that?
Tension around here.
Okay.
Um,
Because what's happening is
a little bit of a crackle.
we're imposing the larynx a little bit. This time
Yeah.
as you do it, the ni, nai, no, num. Yeah? See if you can back the pressure off so that you don't feel the sense of tension, but you maintain the tone.
Ni, nai, no, num. Ni, nai, no, num.
What do you feel there?
I think it's backing off. I'd have to work it a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. Remembering what we said right back at the beginning, we're getting your voice to do something it doesn't naturally want to do. Yeah?
Right.
So this is, whenever I do activities like this with a student, one of the instructions I will give them as they leave is don't over practice this. This is going to fatigue your voice, and we've got to be careful in our exploration. Some teachers, some singers and some singing teachers are scared of exploring. I'm not scared of exploring, but I'm also I'm into exploring safely. Yeah. And so what we're doing here is we're exploring your sound and your placement. I want you to think firstly back. I want you to think back to the air, the connection of your air, the SH. Then we went to the NG. Now what we're doing is we're adding some colouring. Now, equally, what we could have done was chosen to do exactly the same thing that I did with Kathy. I'm not making a mistake with the name. Where we did, yeah, we could equally do that. We're not, but for the, for the interest of variance, we're not going to do that. We're going to try it this way, okay?
But that's something that I could do to workshop.
It's definitely something you could explore as well. So what I want you to do is I want you to think of yourself as the giant in Jack and the Beanstalk. I want you to, so we're thinking about that sense of 25 years and a na 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 na. So it's a rounder sound, but we're maintaining the placement that is connected to our air.
Okay.
Yeah? See how we're back engineering it now?
Yes.
Okay, give that a shot. Try that with the track. Actually, do it without the track. Just try it with a cappella.
25 years and my life is still trying to get up that great big hill of hope for destination.
Good, good. That was to my ear that sounded a bit fuller.
It felt fuller?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think, and people will tell us in the chat what they're hearing. But for me, that sounded a bit fuller. Now, can you notice at the end of that phrase, notice that the lyric kind of causes the voice to narrow down.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to shape that a little differently and keep it more open. Because the more opportunity we give your voice at this moment in time, the opportunity to narrow down, the more likely it is to stay narrowed down. It's harder to get it back open again, right? So try it again, but try to keep the thing open.
25 years and my life is still...
Stop. So we've lost that shape, which is fine. That's very normal, yeah? Because your voice just returns to what it knows, yeah?
Yeah.
Give me a ni, no, no, num.
Ni, no, no, num.
Yeah, the voice pushed on that, didn't it?
Ni,
Back the pressure off.
No, num.
Ni, no, no,
no,
num.
no.
Okay, now sing the lyric.
25 years and my life is still trying to get up that great big hill of hope for destination.
Destination on.
Destination.
On.
Destination.
Yeah, it'll feel unnatural to produce it like that, but it's going to destination. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not necessarily how you would perform it, but for the practice of it and for the the mechanical aspects of what we're trying to achieve, it's really helpful. Yeah, try it again. Same line.
25 years and my life is
ni, no, no.
Ni, no, no, no.
No, don't let it push.
No, no. 25 years and my life is still trying to get up that great big hill of hope for destination.
That was it. That was it. How'd that
did feel better?
Did it?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I can feel that it is outside of my natural kind of thing, but to be honest, I think I have that in me. I think I've sang Disney songs as a kid, and I always sang the high
Kelly,
stuff.
the proof is in the pudding. You have it in you. You just did it.
Yes. Okay.
So what we're not doing is we're not saying that, you shouldn't ever do what your voice doesn't naturally do. If that were the case, none of us would get lessons, because why learn skills outside of, But what we're acknowledging with that little point is we've got to just be careful in how we workshop into areas that our voice doesn't have a natural biomechanical inclination towards. No, that first sentence was significant. I thought it was significant. I'm hoping this is coming across to everyone at home.
I'm going to be watching this video so many times just to workshop it.
I hope so. And it will take time. I've just seen the time.
Yeah.
Talking of time, we're going to have to finish up in a second. It
Oh, yeah.
will take time. Yeah, this, especially when we're working in the voice in areas that aren't in our wheelhouse, that we do have to step outside our comfort zones with. It takes time, and that's okay. Time, you know, we've got to enjoy the journey. It's all about the process, not the product.
Absolutely.
One more, and then we're going to have to finish up. I want to let you see how you go singing the entire thing from, let's do it with the backing track, just the first verse, first chorus, seeing if you can maintain. So the three things you're thinking about: breath connection, placement with the NG, where we're encouraging that connection of that vocal fold connection, and also thinking about that fee, fi, fo, fum position without pushing, keeping the air connected. Can we try that?
No.
Yeah.
Okay. 25 years and my life is still trying to get up that great big hill of hope for destination. I realized quickly when I knew I should that the world was made up of this brotherhood of man, or whatever that means. And so I cry sometimes when I'm lying in bed just to get it all out what's in my head, and I'm feeling a little peculiar. And so I wake in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and I get real high and I scream at the top of my lungs, what's going on? Thank you, Dr. Dan. That was fun.
Very good. That was good. Now, it's going to take some time to see that not only replicate into that first verse chorus, but of course then into the rest of the piece. I say to you,
now I have something to work with.
You do. And what we say to everyone who's working in this area of the voice in this manner is don't overdo it. You know, always work the voice like this after you're fully warm. We probably should have asked whether you'd done any vocal warm-up today. But anyway.
I did.
You did, so that's awesome. Look, I've had a lot of fun. I hope you've enjoyed yourself.
It was a lot of fun. Thank you.
It's been a pleasure. It was a lot of fun to have you on the show, and you know, you're only up to module 4 in Voice Essentials 1. You've got 6 modules to go in VE1, and then I see you've already signed up. I think you've already signed up for Voice Essentials 2, haven't you?
Yes.
Took advantage of the savings there, so that's fantastic.
Well, yeah, that was a great deal.
I try to make it great. Okay, thank you so much for coming on the show. It's been a lot of fun. So there you go. Yeah, there she goes. There you go, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed today's live song review. I hope that we can do these again in the future, you know, and if you're enrolled in the Voice Essentials 1 online course, all you need to do is send me an email via the email address in the description section of this video, and you may well be able to be a participant on the show, which I hope we could do that. We've had 3 women come onto the show. Come on, guys! We need some males to front up and be brave and join me on the show. I hope we can do that. I hope you've enjoyed the show. Don't forget, next week we've got Emma Dean coming onto the show. She is fabulous. You are going to love her. I know you are. You're going to be inspired by her, and I hope you'll really jump on and interact in a live chat and all of that. I'm very much looking forward to having her on the show, having you watch the show, and we'll see you all again next week. Hey, don't forget to let Kelly know how much you appreciated what she did today by leaving a thumbs up and also subscribing and all those sort of things. You know how to do it. I'll see you again next week, 1 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. I'm Dr. Dan. Sing well.